Hey guys, we are live. Today I'm doing something different. I'm trying to do a reseller roundtable. So today I got the cap guy here with me, and Daniel is here, the selling sniper. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, awesome.
Daniel's
I'm
out.
doing good too.
Daniel's out
Yeah.
Sorry,
sniping
what was that?
people, apparently. Daniel's got his rifle out. He's out shooting at people, I guess.
Oh, okay. So, so what's going on, Daniel? Did you find any deals? The other day, Daniel said that he was out at Walmart looking for some deals. Did you find anything when you were out there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't go using BrickSeek like all the other FBA guys or people looking to sell on eBay, the clearance section, retail arbitrage. But I like to go and just scan things. And yeah, I found for eBay, I found The Walking Dead season 1, 2, and 3. They're selling them for $9.
Yeah.
They had like 5 or 10 copies, and they sell for like 20, $30 on eBay. So I bought one. I'm gonna try that out, and if it sells, I'm gonna keep replenishing. I want to try to do eBay a little bit more because I do both. But lately, I've done 90% Amazon. But I want to try to get back into eBay. I want to do more replenishables on eBay. Find stuff that I could just keep flipping, so I could work smarter, not harder.
Right.
I'd rather do replenishables than just finding different things to list. Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Yep.
That's like you,
That's
Jeff.
not what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the split screen thing. I'm trying to. There we go. I think that might be a little bit better. So, but yeah, if you,
I'm just hanging out with Tupac back there. So,
right. Well, that's good. Yeah. So, yeah, if you can find some replenishable items, that's good. Like it's kind of the same way that one thing on Amazon that you run into is you have that restock limits on Amazon where they only allow you to list so many items, and then you have to wait for your items to kind of sell through before you can put more items in Amazon FBA. But I mean, some people still have like 1,000 items they can put in there. Daniel, how many items do you have right now that you're allowed for your Amazon store?
It's in the 1,000 something. I'm not sure. If you guys could just excuse me. I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, I can barely hear you as well. He's losing it, his signal.
and for me, I don't sell on Amazon. I am 99.99% eBay, 4,700 plus listings as we speak.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
One-offs. A lot of one-offs.
yeah. So how's it been going, Cap Guy? I haven't talked to you in a while. I mean, I talk to you online now every now and then, but I haven't got to talk to you face to face in a while, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good. Like I said, I'm listing heavily. I'm doing promoted plus, which I'm getting ready to talk about more on I did a little video the other day. I'm giving eBay more of my money to put my stuff in a higher search on the engine. And I'm really looking this year. Last year, I was just shy of 100K in sales. And this year, I think I may hit 140.
That's good.
So,
Yeah,
but it's just, it's 7 days a week. One-offs is different than doing, like you, Daniel. I'm trying to find unique stuff. Obviously, the ball caps and the video games and the plush and Mary Kay is something common that I find, but trying to find one-offs and things like that I can flip and make good profit off of. Although you're always going to have your small stuff too.
Oh yeah. Sorry about earlier. I couldn't hear you guys, but I'm on my iPad and that's working better. Sorry about that.
yeah. So Daniel is coming to us all the way from Texas, and we got the Cap Guy here from Oklahoma, and I'm in Florida. So if we have technical difficulties, these things happen. So
Yeah,
let me
sorry
say
about
hello real quick to Diary of a Flipper is here in the chat hanging out, and I wanted to say hey
What's up,
to
Resell Daddy?
Resell Daddy is here.
The Mile High
And
Hustlers.
Flippin' Sports Guy is here. He says you weren't lying where you said round table. That Bobby the Cap Guy is on the panel.
Coming
And
from
I wanted to say
guys,
hey to Eblis Reseller. It says hello everybody and happy Saturday. Here's the great sales for everyone. Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
So hey, I dropped the StreamYard link in the chat. So if you guys in the chat want to jump on and hang out with us, I'll drop the StreamYard link in the chat. We're just gonna be hanging out for maybe 45 minutes or an hour. I don't have anything particularly planned. We're just going to hang out and talk reselling for a little bit. So, Cap Guy, you said that you're on pace to do 140,000 this year.
That's a guess, but that's where I think I'm going to be based on my 90-day numbers. I'm up around. I'm almost to 40,000 quarterly now. So again, I'm putting in 7 days a week work. It's not it. I'm getting ready to do a video where I'm actually taking eBay from the beginning steps, and I've got a couple of videos that I've got to upload. But if you want to do this, and a lot of people have families where they still have kids and stuff, they can't work like I do 7 days a week and put in the hours. You've got to put effort into this if you want to scale this thing. And most of the people that know about eBay reselling know how much work it is. The fun part's the sourcing part, but everything else becomes tedious, and you have to be organized. You have to put in the effort. You have to get out early and go grab the stuff. And then you got to provide customer service beyond, pale. I mean, I ship every day, 6 days a week, every single day. Some things are shipped same day. If I hadn't been to the post office, I grab it if it sells. So you've got to provide that. And it's your business, whether it's brick and mortar or it's in your home, it's your business, and how you treat that business and how much effort you put into it is how successful you'll be.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, you're retired, Cap Guy, so you don't have to leave and go work another 9-to-5 job. That's all you do is reselling. So I wanted to give a shout out to Cheryl is here, says hello, multitasking. As I listen, hey, thanks for coming by to hang out with us. I want to give a shout out to the ATL Flipper. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling better. And the Flippin' Sports Guy says, with 140K in sales, Bobby, what would you estimate is profit? Because, that's the thing we talk about a lot is, you have to subtract your cost of goods, and you're paying your eBay fees. You're having to take capital to reinvest to get more inventory. And then now you're paying this promoted listing as well. So talk a little bit about that, Cap Guy. What would you say on estimate? Maybe 50%, 60%? What would you think?
Last year on 98.7 in sales, I profited 40,000. So, it's about 40%. So 40% of that. But again, it depends on what you're picking, and obviously you want to keep your cost of goods low and sell high. But with giving eBay more money this year in the promoted listings and adding even to that, I'm giving 20 to 25% in the last probably 2 months. I've started doing that, and it's really pushed my sales even to a higher level. So you got to, just like any business, you're going to send offers, you're going to have returns, you're going to have to run sales and give money away versus in my home, I have no brick and mortar. I just have, I get to run the sales and things, but in a brick and mortar store, you got utilities and electricity, and you're still going to have to deal with customers because let's face it, folks, the customers are our boss. Regardless of whether you work a 9-to-5 or you work on eBay, those people dictate your business. If they give you negative feedback, you could lose that status, lose discounts, and lose your account. So
yeah,
I can't stress enough that you got to put the effort in and you got to provide excellent customer service. Even sometimes when you're mad at the buyer and you're not happy with how they responded, you've got to look the other way and just kind of take it on the chin. And being from a UPS background, believe me, I got yelled at plenty in sales from my customers. So you just have to take it and go. And it doesn't mean it doesn't affect you, but you got to treat this as a business because it is a business if you're making money at it.
Yeah, Cap Guy, that's true. You got to be able to take care of your customers and stuff like that. And like you said, if you get a negative feedback and now somebody else may come by and they see this guy, Cap Guy, has got negative feedback in his eBay store, maybe I ought not buy from his store now. And like you were saying with the brick and mortar store, let's say also you might have to pay for employees. You might have to pay for, your rent, like you said, utilities, heating, air conditioning. You have all the the fixtures there, the cash register and all this stuff. So kind of like when I used to work for a, at a brick and mortar location, it's like that. You'd have employees call in sick and, you had an argument with the customer sometimes and things like that would happen. And so now, people don't know, you don't have like a Yelp, like your reputation on eBay basically is, your positive and negative feedback on eBay. They can't like pull up Yelp online to see if you're a good grocery store or a good restaurant or not. They just go by what your feedback is online. And but yeah, I'm happy that you've been making more sales. Is it worth it to you to pay that higher percentage promoted listings as opposed to not?
It is. I mean, you don't want to do it. And I actually had a business development guy call me last week from Utah. And out of the blue, I had never heard from anybody from eBay in that kind of way before. Um, and we talked about it. And believe me, I had his ear, and I don't normally get somebody from eBay's ear. So I gave him my ear, or I gave him a little bit of what I think not only I, but other resellers feel about customers not paying and other things that really he had no control over. But since I had him, I went ahead and gave him my opinion. And, the thing is, giving them more money, they're actually eBay's numbers are down 5%, but their profit is up because they're getting more money by forcing us to do more promotions. And I brought that up. And again, if you're moving your inventory, if you're buying stuff for $1 a piece, like in your case, when you're buying DVDs and you're flipping them for $9 or $10, and you got to give them another $1 to rotate that inventory and move that inventory rather than it's sitting here in a house with $100,000 in inventory, it does you no good if it's sitting in there. So if I got to give a little more of my profit, that's why I tell people, look at your cost of goods to determine how much you can give away. Because if it's a $10 item, you may not be able to give away 30% of your money. But if it's, a $40 or $50 item and you're going to still make $25 an item, that's a pretty good deal. So you gotta run the numbers, and you got to keep track of that stuff to know. But you got to turn your inventory, or it's not going to do you any good if you don't have sales.
Yeah, I mean, if you just have inventory just sitting there collecting dust and it's not making sales, you're not making money, because then you have to have, let's say if you go to a yard sale and you spend $200 that day at the yard sale, well, now 2 weeks later, you're going to have more capital to go out to the next yard sale or the next thrift store to get more inventory, and your old inventory is still sitting here. So if your old inventory is still sitting, you have to be able to turn and burn and be able to move your old inventory so you have capital to reinvest and put that money somewhere else, or else you just have dead stock that's sitting there. But yeah, I don't like to. I've been doing 1% promoted listings. I have a guest, this lady I reach out to, and I think she did like 200,000 in sales last year on eBay, and she does really high. She does really high promoted listings as well. So I reached out to her on Instagram. I'm trying to get her on next week. She said she's in the process of moving, but I mean, she's really big in sales on eBay, and she said that's what you got to do. You got to pay. You got to pay to play. You have to pay more money in promoted sales in order to get the sales, because you may have an item listed and there may be 50 or 100 other people selling the same item as you. You have to figure out a way to have your item kind of stand out a little bit.
Well, if you go to Walmart, they run sales all the time. I mean, how else do you find these 3-cent video games and things, right? I mean, they're giving stuff away to move inventory because they've got to get rid of that dead stock. So, Daniel, I mean, what's your philosophy on this?
On
promotions and stuff. How are you selling?
Okay, so I'm doing more Amazon right now, but I am trying the promoted listings on eBay. I just started doing like 5%, 6%. Usually it'll tell you the trending is usually like 5%, right, on some products. So I'll go with the trending, and I've been promoting stuff, but I've noticed it hasn't been selling. So I don't know if it's just the product that I have. So I'll go and I'll switch the product to not promoted, and then it'll sell. But I know that's not set in stone that it could sell either. It could sell either way, promoted or not promoted. But with me, that I'm just getting back into it, doing a little bit more eBay, I'm kind of experimenting with it to see what's gonna work. And for like my items, a lot of them are for eBay or from the bin stores. So what I do is I look for products that I can't sell on Amazon. So if I can't sell it on Amazon, I go towards eBay, and I see like a lot of these products are Amazon returns or retail liquidation. And I see the rank on Amazon. If it's a spectacular rank on Amazon, I'll feel that it'll most likely go over to eBay really well. So I'll look at the sold listings on eBay, and I'll put that item on eBay, and it'll sell without even promoting the item. So instead of just finding items, everyday items that, like, I guess for an example is I made a cap video. I tried doing caps. I have sold caps in the past, but I wanted to make an eBay video because on my video it's all Amazon and the viewers keep asking for eBay. So I went to Ross and I just bought like 5 random hats, 5 or 6, and I didn't have all the information I do like I do on Amazon. I'll have the sales rank. I'll go to Keepa on Amazon. With eBay, I just looked at the sold listings and I saw that there wasn't any sold or there's a few sold. So I tried them and I put them on and they still haven't sold, but it's a reselling life, you know.
Right.
It could sell today, it could sell next month. All 5 could
Right.
sell within a day. Like who knows? So I want to get back into doing a little bit more eBay, but for me as an Amazon seller that I'm focusing mostly on Amazon, it does help to have eBay and to work both into each other to where if I can't sell it on Amazon, I'll put it on eBay. So
Right.
that's what I'm doing right now.
As far as ball caps, just a tip is look for the vintage ball caps more than the newer stuff. You're going to get them at yard sales and stuff for a quarter. Even at the bins, I've gotten plenty of caps at the bins, and you're getting them for less than a quarter a piece.
Yeah, I've sold some
even
caps
if you
in
get,
the past.
yeah, I mean, even if you get $10, the ROI on a quarter is pretty good. But there are ball caps out there worth over $2,000.
Yeah.
And you just, I mean, they're not something you're going to find every day. But my biggest ROI item in 2020 was ball caps. I made $5,000 profit off ball caps.
Nice.
But this year, it probably won't be ball caps. It'll be something else because,
yeah,
you know,
and me not knowing ball caps, putting them on eBay, I'm taking the risk, but I'm learning from it. So
right.
Like, they haven't sold now, but they can sell in the future, and I can still make profit on all 5 or 6 caps. But for me as a seller, I already know that this is possible, that things can sit. So I'm taking it as a learning experience, and I'm not gonna let the fact that I listed them like 3 weeks ago and they haven't sold. I'm not gonna let that stop me from continuing to find more caps or any other items that I'm unfamiliar with. I'll still chart that unfamiliar water, and I'll continue learning. There's people that aren't willing to like put themselves out there or try new things, but I don't want to be one of those. I want to be able to learn from my mistakes and also grow. So I'm gonna keep trying to list caps.
None of us know.
Watch some of your videos so I can learn some more.
None of us know everything. Right. We all have our expertise in what we know, like ball caps or jerseys. For me, I know those real well. But there are other people that know other items a lot better than I do. And so watching other channels, doing your research on eBay, searching for the things that sell for the most. And then, of course, unique items are always going to be in demand. It's just crazy sometimes the things that you sell, and you wonder why they sold for that much money, but you just never know. So one man's junk's another man's treasure. Don't shop for yourself. Shop for what other people may like.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's crazy on eBay that sometimes an item that you think no one will want will be the stuff that sells, and then the stuff that you think you swore would have sold 2 weeks ago is still sitting there. So it's all right. You just got to keep listing. You just got to keep listing items. Like Cap Guy, you said you have, 4,000 items? How many items do you have active right now, Cap Guy?
4,760.
Damn.
Yeah, so you have almost 5,000 items listed.
Yeah.
And so that's when you have like almost 5,000 items listed, you're probably making sales pretty much every day, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had 11 yesterday, 17 the day before, and 14 or 15 the day before that. So I should have more than that based on that number of listings. But again, when you grab new stuff, it's going to sell. You don't have to promote it because it's going to be at the top of the search for a little while anyway. But I'm on the automated list promoted, so everything I list goes on promotions already. And I do 12% on top of the 12.5 that eBay already gets, plus an additional 2%. So I'm basically giving them up to 25% of my money. But again, if I paid $1, for example, I got a Pendleton sweater. I paid $1 for it. I just sold it for $30. Okay, 25% of my money, I'm still making a good profit off that item. So if I'm buying clothing or whatever for $1 and I sell it for $30, I'm still good giving them 25% of my money rather than not promoting it. And even though a Pendleton's a good brand to find, a vintage Pendleton, anything is good, you're still going to make good money. And I don't mind giving a little money because, again, if you have a brick and mortar store, you're paying to run sales, you're paying for everything else that it costs to run that building.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to give a shout out to a few people here in the chat. Red Dirt Picker is here. Says, hello, gentlemen. Strong group of resellers in here. Hey, thanks for coming by and hanging out. I haven't seen you in a while, Red Dirt Picker. Want to give a shout out to Harry is here. Harry Humstone is here. Look, we got right here. Billy Flipper is here. Bobby teaching facts for free. Listen to what he says. We have Resell Daddy is here. Says that'll never sell, and then it's sold. Right? I know that's the exact same thing that I'm saying. It's like you pick up an item and you're like, no one will want that, and then ka-ching, it'll sell. I want to give a shout out to Steven, the reseller is here. Says, hey, everybody. Eblis reseller says, yes, eBay has been down. Also, Poshmark has had a rough quarter. Flippin' Sports Guy, he said, that's what I tell people about promoted listings, pay to play. He wants to know, he says, I tried Ross today, and it didn't seem to be worth it for eBay. Well, I think it just depends on what you're looking at. There's some guys that's what they do full time. They'll go to Ross and they'll buy a pair of cleats. Let's say they'll grab a pair of cleats like this for let's say $20. Yeah. And then they'll go home and list them for $80 or $100. And then if you have athletic shoes that's at least $100, then you don't have to pay any eBay fees for those particular athletic shoes. So
now I did do the Ross retail arbitrage when every January they do their clearance. And I bought a bunch of those cleats for $49.99, but so did everybody else in the country. And they were all like 15, 16, 17, 18. They're Paul Philly Flipper type of shoes, right? For them tall guys that are like a giraffe, you know?
Yeah.
And by the way, Paul's a hustler too. Don't let him fool you. He knows what he's doing.
He makes good videos, Paul.
And he hustles. He works all the time. So you put in the effort, you're going to have success no matter what you're doing. But Ross... The problem with Ross, and I have bought a lot of retail arbitrage on their clearances because the prices are right. The problem is everybody else is getting access to that at the same time in their locations. So your best bet is to sit on it and let everybody else sell theirs through, and then you can put yours up because the price is going to get driven down if you try to put it up immediately.
That's
Paul's
true.
question to me? I'm sorry.
We were asking a question about when you're shopping at Ross, is it worth it? It said when he was shopping at Ross, he says, what are your profit margins from Ross to eBay? I tried Ross today and it didn't seem worth it for eBay. Well, like I said, you would just depend on what it is that you're selling, and you would have to get the stuff at the right price. And like Cap Guy said, they may have a clearance and you may be able to get items for 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, but then those particular items may be on clearance everywhere across the country. And now you have like a size 14 cleat that you're trying to sell, and everybody's trying to sell it. So there's price tankers that are tanking the price, and you got to wait for them to sell out. Then you can sell yours and make a profit on it. So what is your strategy when you go to Ross and Marshalls, Daniel, as far as reselling shoes?
Oh, okay. I've never really sold shoes from Ross or Marshalls. That's something I want to get into in the future. I think I sold a pair of cleats once or twice from Ross. And $10, $15 profit probably. And I made that cat video I was saying earlier. I wanted to go and see if I could flip these caps, and I haven't sold one of those caps. There was 6 of them, but I was saying earlier that that's how eBay can be, and I'm still learning because I've never really sold that many caps on eBay. The caps I used to sell on eBay were from the liquidation bins, and I would get them, like the cap guy said, I would get them for like 25 cents. $1. Fill up bag days, I would fill up a bunch of caps, and these caps would sell for like $10-15. So with these Ross caps, they haven't sold yet, but I could always put them on auction and see what happens. Try to get my money back, or just hold long tail and see if I could make $5-10 each. But with that video, I just wanted to show people that if you're not, you don't know how to do something, just go out and try it and see what happens. But with Ross, for me making money, I've made money on Amazon with Ross and DD's discounts. I'll go there. I'll find clothing because I'm ungated in a lot of categories now. I've got an auto approved because of my sales. And before I couldn't sell scrubs. And then I sent an invoice in for topicals. And then I got ungated in health and beauty. I could sell health and beauty. After that, out of nowhere, I could sell personal safety and household, like household items and scrubs. So for Ross and DD's, I've made money with scrubs. I've made money with clothing, with pants. I'll buy them, and I'll take them home. I'll package them up for Amazon. I'll send them to FBA. They'll sell. I'll make $20, $15, sometimes $30 clothing item. And that's what a lot of people don't know that they can do. They don't know that they could sell new clothing on Amazon and they go and they find used clothing, which is great because there's a lot of profit in used clothing, but there's also a lot of profit in new clothing selling it
Right.
on Amazon. So that's what I do. That's how I make my money.
Yeah.
One of the channels I watch is Chase After the Right Price, and he buys he deals in a lot of cards, Pokemon, and baseball and basketball, and he also does a lot of video games. And he's an Amazon seller and an eBay seller, and he just listed or just sent into Amazon over 100 consoles, Wii, PS3, all those kind of things, because he gets more money on Amazon than eBay for them. So you also have to look at that and see which one their sell through is better on and which one you can get more money. Because some things you're going to get, as you know more about Amazon than I do, Daniel, but you're going to get more money for some things on Amazon than you will eBay.
And Amazon takes a good amount with fees and stuff, but
right.
You know what you're getting yourself into when you're selling on Amazon. And
that's why I stay with eBay. I know eBay pretty much all the way through. I don't want to mess with anything else. I don't have time.
That's all right.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you get a chance, I would watch this YouTuber called the Ross Boss, and that's all he does is go into Ross and Marshalls like 7 days a week. He lives out in California, and that's all he does is hustle and look at these discount stores to find items to flip to resell on eBay. And he makes $100,000 a year doing it. So, yeah, for real. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, check it out. He'll get some sports jerseys. He picked up like this Kobe Bryant jersey for like $16 or something, and then turned around and sold it on eBay for like $400. So every now and again, you'll come across some rare item like a Kobe Bryant jersey that's new with tags that they don't make anymore, and you'll pay $15, $16, and you turn around and can sell it for $400. So you just have to be kind of on the lookout, and you'll come across deals. I don't go there enough to make a full-time income from selling shoes and going to Ross, but if I'm in the neighborhood, I'll stick my head in there and look around to see if I can find anything. But they said right now, a lot of the Nike shoes, a lot of the stores have been shut down because of the virus. So they're with the labor shortage, and we have all those all those big tanker trucks that are out there, all the ships, the cargo ships. Mm-hmm. So right now, the stuff is coming in very slowly.
Right. There's a trucking shortage as well.
Yeah. It's crazy. Philly Flipper wants to know. He says, "You have shoes my size, Cap Guy."
Yeah, if they fit a giraffe, they fit Paul. And I tried selling Giants and Eagles jerseys, but they just don't sell because they can't win. That's a little jab at those two guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I'm gonna have to go to Nordstrom. Brian, Red Dirt Picker, lives in the same area I do, so I need to go to Nordstrom's, I guess, and try to get some stuff behind his back.
Are you in Oklahoma or Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Oklahoma.
Uh-huh. Oklahoma. Oh, you said you were from Austin. One time I talked to you, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Texas, but I live here.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Where are you, Daniel?
Oh, I'm in El Paso.
Oh, okay. That's right. I've been watching Narcos. I've been watching Juarez and on Netflix.
El Paso's really safe. And then over there, across the border, it's like one of the most dangerous cities in Mexico.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Two different extremes. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeffson, Florida.
What is it called? Terra Peak? Is that what it's called for eBay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that like what Keepa would be for Amazon? How it shows the price history and how many times it's sold?
Right.
Well, you can look up the sold comps on eBay, and it'll show you the sold comps for the past 90 days. But if you want to look longer history, you can go back and look longer than that if you wanted to.
Okay. Does that come with the eBay store, or do you have to pay an extra subscription fee for Terra Peak?
I think it comes with your basic eBay store. If you have the basic store, which is like $20 a month or something, I think it comes with it.
I have the Prime.
Did y'all do good when it was PayPal and keeping up with your payments? Like me, I was always getting behind, and then when managed payments kicked in, now I'm like golden. They just keep the money. I don't gotta worry about paying them because you get the money. Get the money through PayPal, and I would just want to spend it and buy more inventory. But now that it's managed payments, I kind of like it better. At first, I didn't like it, but now I kind of do.
Paula says he's listing toys from the 90s right now. That's the last time the Cowboys were relevant. Paul was probably in diapers in the 90s when the Cowboys were relevant.
Yeah. So, but
Are you sick?
Yeah, I've been getting over a cold. I don't have a fever or anything, but I've been
Oh,
coughing a lot. But yeah, as far as what you were saying, like on eBay, as far as that goes. Give me 1 second.
oh yeah.
Ugh.
Damn.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
You're good.
I think you were dealing with Terapeak is what you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that on eBay, you can go back and look at your solds for the past 90 days, and it will tell you whether or not you can look and see how many of the item is listed. You can see how many of them are sold, and then you can determine if you want to go buy that item as be able to look and see how many of them sold in the past 90 days. Just by looking at it that way on eBay. So that's what most of the time people go by and look at that. But yeah, as far as switching over from PayPal to manage payments. PayPal, I like that I got my money instantly on my PayPal card.
Yeah.
But with managed payments, I don't get like an $800 or $900 or $1,000 bill at the end of the month that I have to go back and pay eBay at the end of the month after the fact. So I always thought that was crazy.
That's right, and
that's my
it's
second
a good
eBay
point.
sale right now. Let's see.
PayPal had its advantages, but managed payments you aren't getting zapped. I mean, you're still paying the same, but you're just not. You're getting your deposits. I do daily, but it's kind of hit and miss still a little bit. You don't get any payouts on weekends. You typically get a good payout on Monday, but Tuesday or Wednesday you get your big one for the week that and then you get some other smaller ones depending on how much you got in sales. But
yeah, I have mine set up for daily payout as well. I'm not used to waiting a week or whatever for the payout to come through. But yeah, I think the only thing is I think the way that my bank is set up. So like I don't get any deposits for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it doesn't clear my bank until the following Monday. So like on the weekends, the daily thing doesn't hit my bank account as quickly. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to the Dalton Valley Deals is here, and I wanted to say hey to Bluegrass Thrift is here. It says refunds are super easy with managed payments, and Philly Flipper is here in the chat. Red Dirt Picker is here. I wanted to say hey to the ATL Flipper. Says we love selling caps and shoes. Yeah, if you can get them for the right price, I would go by and pick them up. I've seen people pick up ball caps for $3, $4, $5 a piece. Sometimes at the thrift stores you can get them for 50 cents or $1 if you just get them for the right price.
Right.
And I wanted to say hey to the Flippin' Sports Guy and Red Dirt Picker. So, Cap Guy, what would you say because last year when I talked to you, you were like right around hitting 100,000, and now this year you said you're on pace to do 140,000. So, what would you say is like 2 or 3 things that help you increase your sales year over year with your eBay business?
I'm listing more. I mean, before I was kind of intermittent, and if you don't list, it's like feeding the YouTube algorithm or the eBay, either one. If you're not consistent, it just doesn't pick it up right. And the more I've learned about the algorithm, the more I list. So I'm trying to list 20 to as many as 40 a day. And that helps your sales when you're listing heavily. But, again, I think that's the big thing. I'm sourcing about the same as I ever did. I just do a lot more bundle deals. As you evolve as a reseller, you learn more and more ways to, hey, I want all these. What will you do if I buy? Like yesterday, I bought a bunch of hoodies for $5 a piece. They were Oakleys and Carhartts and things like that. And I said, if I buy a bunch, would you do it for $3 a hoodie? He goes, you got to buy 10 and I'll do $3 a hoodie. So I did. And each one of these will sell $25 to $35 a piece. So bundling is one of the big ways to get your cost of goods lower, but also, not to spend as much money and make money. But I would say I'm not sourcing any harder than I was, but I am listing stronger than I ever was. And at my age, it's getting harder and harder to stay working 7 days a week. But again, my kids are grown, so I have the time. It's just there's days like a couple of days ago, I listed 8 items, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go watch Netflix. I got to get out of here and do something because you gotta take a break too. You can't just work till you're sick.
Yeah, right.
Were you reselling?
Huh?
Sorry, were you reselling before you retired? or was it after you retired that you started
A
reselling?
little bit, but I mainly just dealt in jerseys and helmets because that's what I knew the most about. That's probably what I know the most about is sports jerseys and helmets. Um, and I did them part-time while I was still in sales with UPS Freight. And then when I retired, I didn't do much of anything. I still did it, but just part-time. And then I finally realized, you're going to die in this chair at a younger age. And you better do something. So I went on a diet and lost some weight, and I got more energy. And next thing I know, I start making money. And when you're making money, it's like going to the casino. The more you make, the more you want to make. And the biggest thing is you get to do things because I do have a pension. It just gives me the availability to, if I want to go to Hawaii, I can go to Hawaii. If I want to buy something, a PS5, I can buy it. If I want to go out and get new tires on the car, I can do it, and it doesn't hurt me. I'm not living off that money. So it's a good thing for me. Now, people that have a family and they rely on this, you've got to take it a little differently than that until you've scaled your business enough to be able to quit your job if that's what you want to do. And I know Jeff has another job besides what he does. So, but he's a go-getter, and people that are go-getters don't have a problem working. But you also, when you got families, you got to spend time with your family as well. Don't let those kids get grown and not know them. You got to, you only get them once, so you got to enjoy them while you got them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you have a family, you want to make sure you spend time with your family. But yeah, I mean, if you can take a bunch of your capital from eBay and kind of reinvest it back in your business, and like Bobby was saying, if you're buying a multi-quantity of one unit, so let's say he went in there and bought 10 of these hoodies. So if you're going to go buy something, whether it's a pair of shoes or video game or electronics, if you can do some retail arbitrage and buy multi-quantity, because when you go home and sit down and list that item, like when Cap Guy went home and list that item, it took him the same amount of time to list one hoodie as it would be for 10 of them. All he had to do is go in there after he took photos and listed it and just typed in quantity 10 in the listing and then upload it. And then now instead of buying a hoodie for $3 and selling it for $30, right? Now he's got 10 of them for sale that he's selling for $30 a piece. So now he's turning what? $30 into $300, right? Because you got 10 of them for $30 a piece. Yeah. So it's like you're bartering, you're leveraging your time at a better aspect instead of trying to list 10 different one-offs, and then you're having to sit here and look them all up and come up with a title and the heading and take photographs for 10 different separate SKUs. You just did one SKU and just put, okay, I've got quantity at 10, boom, you're done. And then now you can go on about your day as opposed to trying to do a bunch of different things. So let me say hello real quick to the Mile High Hustlers is here. Says family first. Hope you guys are doing well. I think they have a live show today. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. So if you guys get a chance, you go by and check them out. I have all the links to our guests down below for the Cap Guy and the Selling Sniper. So if you guys aren't following our guests, go ahead and subscribe to their channels. All the links are down below in the description. I wanted to say hey to Red Dirt Picker is here. Dalton Valley Deals is here in the chat. Philly Flipper says the weight that the Cap Guy lost, I found. Yeah, man, you know how it is. It's the winter time. It's like, people put on, I heard a statistic. They said that the average person puts on like an extra 10 to 15 pounds in the wintertime, and then they shed it during the summertime. So I think you'll be okay. I want to give a shout out to BK from the Rockies is here in the chat, and Bluegrass Thrift is here. I don't mean to ignore you in the chat.
We're unlike bears. Bears lose it in the winter and gain it. They got to eat before they go into the winter, right?
Yeah, well, they can hibernate. That's
Hey, Daniel, y'all subscribe to Daniel because he is a sniper, and if you don't, you know what happens. That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
I just needed a name, and I was watching. I'd watch YouTubers. There were Amazon YouTubers like 3 years ago, and they were like, I think they were called the Selling Family, and I was just there like, what rhymes with selling? And I don't know. I just came across. I was like, the Selling Sniper. I was like, hey, that sounds all right. That's a pretty cool. Mascot.
So you weren't a sniper in the Army?
I want to snipe profits. I don't want to kill nobody.
You weren't a sniper in the Army?
No, I wasn't in the military, but I respect people that were.
I just assumed because you're out there by Fort Bliss, you were in the military.
Yeah, I know. I did. I joined up in 2010, and I was about to go to boot camp, and I got a ticket when I was 16. It was like 2 tickets in one. And I mentioned one ticket. They were both dismissed. I mentioned one ticket, but I forgot about the other one. Right when I was about to leave to boot camp, they were like, "You withheld information. Try again in 6 months." And I never tried again. That was back in 2010. But
It's
did
funny
try to
because
join.
when I went in the military back in 1978, the question you got asked when you went to get indoctrinated was, okay, we've got to ask you, did you come here to volunteer to join, or were you told by a judge go to jail or go in the military?
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
changed a lot since I was in. And
Yeah.
My tickets were dismissed. I just forgot it, but there was 2 and 1. So that's what held me back. I should have gone in a time machine and gone back to the 80s. I would have been able to join like whatever.
Well, it's not always sunshine and rainbows going in the military. I'll tell you,
Yeah,
my
probably
my
wasn't meant to
brother
be
was
in there,
in the Navy and my sister was in the Coast Guard, and just because you sign up for the military, there's a lot of people in there that are miserable. They don't like their jobs. Like my brother, when he was in the Navy, he was overseas for 10, 11, 12 months at a time, and especially if you have young children. Think about that. You're on a ship with a bunch of guys for a year. You don't get to see land. You're basically in a floating prison. You're eating those meals where they just add water, those government meals where you add water and you stir it up in a pot, and that's your dinner. And you're on a ship with a bunch of high testosterone Marines that want to run around and fight all day. And you don't get to spend time with your girlfriend. You don't get to be there to watch your kids grow up. So it's not, it's not super great for everybody. For some people, it works out great. If the government is going to pay for your college and you're a young 17, 18-year-old kid and they're going to pay for your tuition and you like traveling and all that. But for other people, it just depends on your situation. It may not be for you. I know my sister, she was in the Coast Guard and she had one of those duties where she was like on 2 days, off 3 days, and then work 3 days and then off 2 days. And she was just like, I have 2 young kids. I never get to see my kids. My kids are growing up and I have someone else raising my kids. I have to leave to leave the Coast Guard. And she was in 8 years. But she was like, I don't get to spend time with my husband. I don't get to see my kids. I wanted to do my 20 years and get my pension and retire, but it's not worth it to me if I don't get to spend time with my family. So there's give and takes with everything,
it's not easy. I needed it because I needed to grow up. So I joined, and Carter was president when I went in, and Reagan was president when I got out. But I went to boot camp in Orlando. I was on one ship on the East Coast, went to the Mediterranean, and like you said, I was gone. But I was single. I wasn't married, but I knew a lot of people that were. And when you're at sea in the United States Navy, you don't get days off. So if you're at sea for 60 days, you work 60 days straight, and you usually work 12, 14, 15 hours a day. But they don't want you getting complacent and fighting and all that. But I have to disagree because our chow was fantastic. We hit some good Liberty ports. I've been to every continent in the world except South America and Antarctica. I've been through the canal, Australia, Africa, the Caribbean, all that kind of stuff, Europe and through the Mediterranean. So I owe the military because they took care of me, even though I didn't always like it. Nobody likes to be told what to do, but it grew me up and it helped me become responsible and have the work ethic that I do now.
What was your favorite continent that you visited?
Australia by far.
You said Navy, right?
Yeah. Australia, I was on an aircraft carrier on the West Coast and a cruiser on the East Coast.
Every time I talk to retired Navy people or people that are in the Navy, I always ask that question, and they always say Australia.
Yeah, because they liked us. You go to some countries like France, they didn't really care for us. Spain, I liked in Europe because they were friendly. But in Australia, they were very friendly to Americans, and it goes a long way because we are not thought of greatly everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, Cap Guy, I've been meaning to ask you about your vacation trip to Hawaii. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I saw photos of it on the internet, and I always go by and not trolling, but I'll go by and leave comments and go by and check out the photos and everything. But tell us about how your trip was all the way to Hawaii and back.
I go every year to one of the Hawaiian Islands. It's just something we do as a family. And this time I would say was probably the worst of the trips because, one, you got to remember everything was locked down, and Hawaii locked down pretty solid. Even their local people were locked down. So when we got to Maui, we had to take the test 72 hours, and we're vaccinated, but we had to take the test, and then the week we got there, they switched it to where you just had to prove you had the vaccination or a negative test. If you were vaccinated, you didn't have to do any of that. But anyway, when we got there, the car rental situation, 80% of the cars were taken off the Hawaiian Islands during the pandemic. So there were people renting U-Haul trucks to drive around to see the sights. And we always stay in the same resort, which is a condo resort on the northwest side of Maui. But restaurant waits were over 2 hours. It was just even the locals were not as friendly because they had just been locked down, and then we all show up in mass and take over, and they couldn't get around and couldn't enjoy the things that they should have been able to. So I would say all the trips, this was the worst, but it doesn't mean you don't love Maui. I mean, you're always going to love going to Hawaii, but it was just overwhelming. And then they asked us just a couple of months ago not to come anymore for a while because COVID with the Delta had spread a little bit harder. And now they're begging people to come back. But this is the busy time for those islands because the whales come into Maui in the winter, and a lot of people want to go there during the holidays to see the whales.
Yeah, man, and I guess it's nice to travel and have a vacation. And
other than that,
the beaches look really nice.
Yeah, when I'm there, there's a whale on the beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
How
with
much
a
is
suntan.
a round trip ticket to Hawaii cost? Like
We actually fly free because the person I date has American Airlines passes. She flies unlimited, but the
American Airlines?
No, her husband was.
Oh.
And so anyway, I would say that the flight is the worst part because it's from Dallas. It's an 8-hour flight to Maui. So I hate being in the air that long, but it is what it is. But Red Dirt Picker, what's my favorite sourcing spot? Yard sales and estate sales, family run.
Yeah, I've been liking going to some of these church thrift stores, guys. If you can find some of these like little small mom and pop like church thrift stores, not like Goodwill or Salvation Army, but like just like small like neighborhood churches, and they'll maybe have like a little thrift store in the back room, and they'll sell you stuff. I mean, for pennies on the dollar. You can get ball caps for 50 cents a piece. I've got neckties for 50 cents. I mean, they don't care what it is. I would go in there and they would sell you DVDs for $1. So you're getting stuff for a quarter and you're turning around and selling it for 10, 15, 20 bucks. There's no way you can't walk out of there with a couple $100 in profit if you just walk around and look. So I really like those places because they're genuinely trying to move the merchandise. They're not trying to jack the prices up like Goodwill and these other thrift stores. So if you get a chance, I would do that. And plus, I'm not necessarily I work at night, so I'm not a big morning person to go and hit yard sales all the time. But if you get a chance to check out some of these small mom and pop thrift stores, like church thrift stores, though you can get some really good deals there. And doing some retail arbitrage lately, believe it or not, you can find a lot of stuff at like the Dollar Tree or Walmart clearance and stuff like that. You can, if you're just out there shopping, you'll find it. I mean, I got some video games Walmart clearance the other day for $3 a piece. You just got to be out there hunting and looking for it, and you'll find deals everywhere.
Because of you, I bought some video or DVDs from Dollar Tree about a year ago, and I hadn't sold hardly any. And then the other day, I had a lot of 4 that I paid for. They were all horror movies, and they sold for $20. I paid $4, and they were going to Alaska. And all I can picture in my mind is, okay, here's somebody sitting up in the middle of nowhere off the grid watching horror movies and scared to death, right? But I got them at Dollar Tree. So,
I think a lot of people in Alaska order DVDs and stuff up there. I don't think that they have like the best, because the best internet as far as streaming on Netflix, and also they're positioned way up above Canada. So it's like, as far as them getting like satellite reception and all that, it's probably not the best. But yeah, the stuff will sell, Cap Guy. I mean, I've got Blu-rays there for $1, and then next day sold them for $20. So you just have to go and look around, and like I said, it sat there for a while, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it just sold. So if you just go and look around, you'll find some deals.
Yeah, get those workout DVDs at Dollar Tree. I used to do that. I would line 5 or 10 of them up. You pay your $10, and then you could create a price of like 30, 40, 50 bucks with whatever the market's willing to pay. Just matters who
Yep.
it is. That was Jillian Michaels. I know there's other workout DVDs and stuff you could find, but I haven't really hit that lately. Hit up the DVD section, or you could find
Yeah,
seasons too at Dollar Tree. Like I found Hell on Wheels before a few times. That was selling
Yeah.
for like 20 bucks for the.
Yeah, I've got 2 of
pay
those.
$1,
Yeah.
make an easy 10 bucks plus, and you could just replenish it. Or even like I've sold like it was an Obama DVD. I've sold that a few times. Easy $5 every time it sells. There's different things you can find.
Yeah. So Daniel and Cap Guy, we're going to try to wrap this show up here in the next 10 minutes. I know it's a weekend. I appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out. So, hey, everybody in the chat, if you guys are not subscribed, go subscribe to the Cap Guy and Daniel, the Sewing Sniper. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. So go. I think he's at like 500. I think he's at like, yeah, well, last time you were on, you were at like 100. So, you know, you're making progress. Even though sometimes on YouTube, it feels like you're making progress at a snail's pace, you're still making a little bit of progress, bro. Believe me. So
yeah. I had no intention of becoming bigger on YouTube. And then I was on your show. And that's when I started making more videos and doing more Instagram. So thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I know sometimes it feels like you're moving at a snail's pace and you want to be on like the fast track on the highway, but sometimes you have to remember we're in a small niche. Or we're not in video games. I'm not like reviewing movies. So we're in a small niche, a group of people that are interested in this particular content. So you're just going to have to grind it out and just networking like you're doing now, going to other people's channels, other people giving you a shout out. I mean, it's hard. Like I've been trying all week trying to help Cali Reseller Louise hit 1,000 subscribers, and he's went like really close twice, and then YouTube algorithm knocks him back down. So it's important that we try to support each other in the community and help each other out as much as we can. So if you guys get a chance, go by and subscribe to both of our guests. Do you guys have any advice or tips or tricks or anything like that you can leave our audience with to help them out with their reselling business?
I guess I'll go first. They always say list. That does work. But in my mind, I'd rather work smarter. So if you're gonna list, at least lighten the load a little bit on yourself by finding higher profit items. You don't gotta just list 100 items that you're gonna get $1 on. You could do replenishables, and you could also use like BrickSeek, and you could see what's out there, what's gonna get you the most profit, and just try to get your average sales price up. And you won't have to list. You could list a little bit less. Put the out of stock option on eBay, and you could just keep selling the same thing over and over if you know what you're doing.
Right.
That's all I got.
I agree. I mean, I don't sell on Amazon like Daniel does, but I do believe in listing. But he's right about the profits. I mean, if you buy bundle deals, for example, video games, and you buy 50 of them for $30, you're going to find some winners in there, and you're going to find some losers in there, and so. You got to list the losers because you got to get rid of them or you're going to end up with a death pile like I do.
Yeah.
And so eventually you got to go through them and try to sell them. And so, you know, but you do have to list to keep the eBay algorithm happy. If you don't list daily, at least 5 a day. I mean, I do a lot more than that, but at least list a few every day and be consistent, even on weekends. If you don't have time, do some drafts and then list them when you're watching TV at night. I mean, I'm sending offers even at night when I'm watching TV. So you got to stay focused in your business and hustle. And if you put in the effort, the sales will come. You just got to work at it.
Yeah, and it takes a while. Like Cap Guy, you're almost at 5,000 items listed on your main eBay store. I've got about 6,500 items active between my 2 eBay stores that I have. And Daniel, he's mainly selling on Amazon, but he's also doing eBay as well. So just, don't get frustrated. We're in Q4. There's going to be a lot of sales to be had. And I'll tell you guys something, man. After these Black Friday sales are over, there's going to be lots of deals on Black Friday to be had. But like also after Black Friday and after Christmas is over, there's a lot of deals in January, like right after Christmas, of stuff that people had returned items or, these retail stores overbought a lot of inventory that they thought they were going to sell this many and they only sold this many of them. So there's going to be a lot of clearance items that you're going to be able to get at good discounts if you just keep your eyes peeled and just go out and look. And wherever you're at, if you're at Walmart and you're out buying groceries, just go over there and check out the clearance section. See what's on sale while you're there. Every time I go out, if I spend $50 at the grocery store, I don't always do it, but I try to come up with at least $50 worth of profit to offset to pay for my groceries that I bought that day that I can resell on eBay. So just when you're out somewhere and about, just be looking for items. It takes, 2 seconds to pull your phone out, boop, scan a barcode and see what it resells for. So there's really profits everywhere. You just got to be out and look for them and find them, and that you'll come across them. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of deals out there. I was just looking today at some of the Black Friday ads that were just leaked. So if you guys look at some of these ads that are leaked out here, you might be able to find deals that you can flip to resell. Right. So hey, tell everybody where they can go by and find you at, Cap Guy and Selling Sniper. Let them know where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram, so they can go by and follow you guys.
Well, me and Tupac back there, we're in Oklahoma, but you can find us at the Cap Guy and JT on YouTube, or you can find, he says peace too, by the way. And, or what is it? I don't know. One of them hand signs. Anyway, or you can find me at the Cap Guy _ Oklahoma on Instagram. And don't watch my TikToks because it's all dancing stuff.
And then me, just like it says, the Selling Sniper on YouTube. On Instagram, we got a _ resells. And I like to share a lot of my finds on Instagram. So, yeah, check me out there. And I'll be making more videos. My next video, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll upload it, will be a Walmart clearance video.
All right, awesome.
Show my knowledge in that too. So, yeah.
Jeff, what's going on in your world?
Man, I've just been hustling, bro. I've been doing my courier gig. Believe it or not, I think I made like $2,500 this week in 5 days, just running around doing my courier gig and hanging out with you guys, shooting YouTube videos, and been doing a little bit of, I'm doing some retail arbitrage and Christmas shopping at the same time. So I've been buying my nephew's Christmas presents because I don't want to be one of those guys waiting until the last minute and can't find, items that the kids want. So I've been out looking for stuff. I got this Sonic the Hedgehog video game, and I got a Guardians of the Galaxy. And then while I'm out there kind of Christmas shopping, I'm out here shopping for items that I can resell at the same time. So I'm hoping, I think I'm at like a little over 4,800 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 5,000 by the end of the year, and then just steadily growing my eBay store when I have downtime, just listing items. So if you guys don't listen to nothing else we say, just be consistent on eBay and whatever platform you are as far as listing items, because they will reward, the computer algorithm will reward you with sales if you're active on the platform. So don't be complacent and just say, well, I've got 20 items or 100 items listed. Just be consistent with the computer algorithm as far as listing items, even if you can only list 5 or 10 or 15 a day. A lot of people have been doing this thing where they have a bank, they have a draft, and they'll go ahead and draft the items, and then the next day when they're out running around doing their errands, then they'll go through and start launching their drafts of stuff that they already took photos of and everything. So so Jeff, you could be a body double for Tom Sizemore. I don't think so. I think once you're like almost 40 years old, I don't think that you fit all the parameters. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Rachel Strickland. She just hit 4,000 subscribers recently. So if you guys get a chance, go check her channel out. And the Mile High Hustlers are doing a live stream show today at 8 o'clock. So you can go by and check them out. Oh yeah, and one more thing, guys. If you guys aren't subscribed to Cali Reseller Louise's channel, I think he was at 25 subscribers or something away. Go subscribe and help him hit 1,000 subscribers. He's already got his watch time hours. He's like this close from getting monetized. I have his link in the community section. So go ahead and support Kelly Reseller Louise. I have his link in the community section. See if we can help him get over the hump of hitting 1,000 subscribers and help him get monetized.
He's a great guy.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, go follow our guests. All the links are going to be down below for YouTube and Instagram. And so I'm going to try to do this every week or every other week, just depending on people's schedules. I know right now people have, friends and family and stuff coming in for the holidays, and we're in Q4. So I'm going to try on Saturdays to kind of do like this Reseller Roundtable where, it's not really like an interview. We're just kind of hang out and you guys can come and ask questions and we'll just chit chat and talk reselling. So till then, I will see you guys next week. Be sure to follow all of our guests. All the links are going to be down below. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.
Thanks, Daniel.
See you later. All right. Bye.